Good morning. I back. Here's the plan. Simple one today. They're going to finish everything. And then my beautiful Asawa is off to buy all the furniture that we need. And before the end of the day, we'll have both the Queen of England and the President of the Philippines coming over to do the official opening. And then they're going to stick around initially for tea and cakes, and then we're going to party. What could possibly go wrong with that? The engineer and the foreman looked very slightly worried when I suggested we had to finish everything today. But now, they've got smiles on their faces. They're confident. The first stage of finishing everything, bit of clean-up here at the front, a bit of grinding, a bit of dusting to get rid of all the gunk. And Oliver is doing a bit of skim coating. I haven't seen that before. On the second floor, Herwin with an H, also skim coating around windows. And down at the front door, we've got Frederick and Elson preparing to put more tiles in. And they have now got a platform so they can reach up a little bit higher. We're well on our way. Mr. Rene, preparing tile adhesive to finish off the last few little bits inside this small bathroom at the side of the patio. Inside the spa, J&SU are back to work on tiling, and now you finally get to see the combination of tiles. They're a bit messy at the moment, but it's the same tile as we've got on the floor here. And we think that's going to look very nice. So, the floor of the hot tub will still be the patterned tile, but everything else now, including the outside edge, will be those wood-like, wooden appearance tiles. Hopefully, that combination works really well. And inside the bathroom, almost next to them, Mr. Rennell still working on plumbing, re-plumbing, to get everything fixed up in here. In the master bedroom, we've got Mr. Ernie working on the paint for this decorative area around the wall on the bedhead. And as I said yesterday, I think it'll be the same as the wood panel on the right in the corner. And while he's doing that, Mr. Willie is working on a paint in this little kind of corridor between the bedroom and the walk-in closet. On Sabrina's balcony, original Rico, skim coating. Again, he's another one of the crew that can do basically everything. And take a dizzy pill. They will be waterproofing the carport where it's not been waterproofed already or where it needs more coats. Haven't quite got started on that yet, but I'm told that's the plan. The other plan, the one that might be marginally more realistic. Singing Rico and Richard, who's just wandered off for a second. I think they're the guys that are going to be working on the waterproofing here. One quick thing in case anybody noticed, in case anybody's wondering, those nasty people at YouTube have demonetized me. So you probably are not seeing as many ads during this video. I think it should be no ads. Now, they've done that because apparently I've been living on borrowed time. You have to supply a proof of where you live, residency actually, and because I've not yet got my permanent residency, although it should only be a matter of a few more days, that means they've stripped me of my ability to monetize these videos. So just, well, for me at least, hopefully a few more days, you may get a respite from advertisements. Let me know if you are still seeing advertisements. I'm guessing maybe at the beginning and end you might still get them, but during the videos I think you shouldn't get any. One last little thing for now. Coelito is just finishing off some access points for the septic tank. I don't know whether later on today we'll see if they, temporarily at least, remove the manhole cover just to make sure it can be removed. We'll see if they do that at some point. Okay, one last thing. Papa Jess, who has gone back to being, for the time being, our only electrician, is back to work on external lighting here on the west facing the back wall of the house. It is post-lunch. It's actually almost 2 o'clock. I was just off on the next leg of my quest for my 13A permanent residency visa. Still another week to wait, I'm told. And crucially, when I went, my shirt was the right way round. Right, let's go and see what they've been up to. We'll start here, out the front door, where Frederick and Elson have got, what's that, 2/3 of that front-facing wall tiled in. It's only this front-facing part at the moment, but it's looking nice. I'm glad they didn't go overboard with the small light grey highlight tiles. So far, so good. No sign of waterproofing over here yet. That part of the other plan hasn't quite worked out. Not sure what the Queen and the President will think of a unwaterproofed carport. Hopefully they won't notice. Well, the probable waterproofing crew are up here at the moment. Richard and Sing and Rico working on platforms again, just above the well, in the double height area just inside the front door. And below them, Papa Jess with yet more wiring for, in this case, small tube lights. In a small powder room to the side of the patio, we do now have a concrete top poured and a concrete base poured. I'm not sure whether this is what's holding up putting in the last couple of tiles just around the corner here. Might be something else, like no tiles. Oh, anything else could have caused this. The hot tub. We now have tiles on our seat, and we have some of the tiles on the outside. There was a question from, I think it was Rich Warden, who said, where are the water jets? Well, I've only just asked. The water jets will emerge from the square blue pipe you can see, so they will actually only be, as far as I can make out, right down at the bottom, which is slightly unusual. I would have thought some jets higher up would have been more regular. We'll have a talk about this, but that's a great catch, Rich. Thank you very much. Mr. Rene has swapped. Mr. Ronell, the plumber's working elsewhere at the moment, I think, but, oh no, I apologise. He's hiding around the corner. But more and more chipping out of the floor here. It's getting ready, I suppose, to have to re-tile really a very large area in this bathroom. What a shame. This is looking up into the double height ceiling area at the back of the sunroom. Oliver, now that they've removed the forms that were on that curb and below, Oliver's just chipping out little bits of excess here. Oh, it's noisy in here this afternoon. There's drills and grinders going everywhere. Owen has also switched and is now in the living room preparing these windows, or the outline of the windows, for when the actual windows are delivered. And I have no update. I'm still hoping that the builder was vaguely right when he said possibly this week. We'll have to wait and see. Once again, a rather unflattering view, but this is the other side of Singing Rico and Richard. They're preparing to put the curb, if that's still the name, in here. Again, the double height ceiling area above the front door. So we will again have a glass barrier of some sort, stretching across a part of the top, up to a certain height at least. It's not going to be a full glass wall. Painter Ernie, well, like everyone else, has been busy. We now have this returned to a wood-like appearance on both parts of the wood here at the master bedroom. Definitely better than the dark brown that was temporarily there before. And Painter Mr. Willie on the outside of the master bedroom, just on the balcony. Skim coating here. They've also skim coated around this little curb around the outside of the master bedroom balcony. And I've got a sneaking feeling it's not the only one. This is Sabrina's. We did actually see this a little earlier on, so Rico continuing to skim coat here as well. Completing the set, Jack's balcony. I think this was done at least a day or two ago. So that will then be all of those curbs with one coat at least of skim coat. While we're up here, next door's rice fields. The guys that do this must be made of iron. It's 4:30. The bell has gone. Actually, it's 4:28. The bell is about to go, but I've got to try and beat the rain because there's thunderclouds everywhere. It's that time of day. And today is from Grant Hamilton, who says, Mike was standing on the balcony and he saw a tricycle heading out the gate with Sabrina running behind it. He shouts down to her, Sabrina, what are you doing? She shouts back, it's part of my Go Green effort and I'm saving 20 pesos. Mike ponders for a second and says, well, run behind a jeepney and save 100. And with that, let's go and see what they've been up to. We'll start here at the hot tub. And you can probably see it's changed. We took a look at this and there were a couple of issues. First one, the tiles on the seat. My beautiful Asawa said that's not ideal. They're going to be not really meant for a wet environment. So they're going to be very slippery. So we've gone back to the patterned tiles on the seat, which should be a little bit more grip on your posterior. The other thing we've started a little dialogue with the builder is about the lack of any water jets at any elevation inside here. I've had a quick look online and it seems like a hot tub you would maybe expect there to be water jets at various heights for your lower back, shoulders, elbows, all over. So we're having that discussion to say, is it really a hot tub if all there is just a bubble maker at foot level? So we'll see what happens with that. Please do, if you have any experience of these things, stick a comment in for me. Tell me what is reasonable to expect in a hot tub. I've had a bit of a wander around upstairs and there's nothing else obvious. There has been a little bit more touch up with skim coat and paint, but nothing else that really catches the eye. So this is the only thing that I think has materially moved on, visibly moved on. So we now have our poured concrete in the little curb here, where the glass balustrade will ultimately sit. We've still got a way to go, I think, before we get any of those glass balustrades, whether it's the one here, the one around the balconies. They have to get on with quite a lot more decoration in and around before they can put those in. And that includes here, where we've got the double height ceiling over the sunroom. I would imagine they'll want to have pretty much all of the decoration done everywhere around here before they put that balustrade in. They will still need, at some point in the near future, to put some scaffolding back up to access all of this area. So I don't think there's anything else to show you except the progress here at the front door, where we're now 80+% tiled on that front facing wall. There's nothing around the sides yet, it's just this front, but nearly done. That will undoubtedly, barring some unforeseen problem, get finished tomorrow. That's it then. We didn't quite get the whole thing finished today. I did have a quick chat with the Queen and Mr. President, and they were both very polite about it and said, look, don't worry, whenever you're ready, just give us a buzz, we'll be there. So we had to fall back on the secondary plan, which was a bit less ambitious. So, done for the day. We've got, as always, it's not always visible, but a lot more done on electrical, more plumbing's gone in, more tiling, and particularly visible on that front, and a lot more painting, and other bits and pieces all over the place. I wouldn't necessarily rank it right up with the most build delicious of days, but nothing went wrong apart from not quite finishing the whole house. Let's see if they do that tomorrow. See you then.